Thanks for watching the John Mendola Show. We are driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Let's talk harness racing. And how about the Breeders' Crown in northeastern Pennsylvania at Mohegan Sun and Pocono Downs? Let's welcome in the track announcer, Jim Beviglia, here on the show. How's it going, Jim?
Oh, great, John. Glad to be here.
Well, we appreciate you joining us. Tell us how exciting it is for you as the track announcer at Mohegan Sun and Pocono Downs to have this event come to northeastern Pennsylvania.
It's something we really look forward to, and I look forward to. I got the chance to do it 3 years ago, and that was only my second year calling races. So at that time, it was almost overwhelming. But now, 3 years later, I'm just ready to have fun with it. We're really looking forward to tomorrow.
Well, 12 championship races, $6 million in purses, the best drivers, owners, trainers, and, of course, it's going to be a great crowd as well. I'm sure the nerves will get a little high. As you mentioned years ago, after just a year calling races in your second year, you get to do it, but now you get a few more, but I'm sure the nerves will still be going tomorrow.
Yeah, it's mostly excited. You know what I mean? It's just at this point, the races are so great that I just have to kind of stay out of the way and make sure I get things accurate. But other than that, the excitement will be there within the races, and I'll just kind of go along with that. And just like I said, I'll be doing it with Sam McKee from the Meadowlands. We're going to share the duties, and Sam's a great guy and a fantastic race caller. So we're going to split them up tomorrow, and just hope for good weather, and we know we'll have great racing.
Well, let's talk about the racing that we're going to get. I mean, have you taken time and looked over everything already, or is it just one of those things tomorrow you'll look over the program and see who's racing? I mean, you know that you're going to get the greatest horses and the greatest drivers. And which race are you looking forward to the most? Is it the Colts and Geldings?
Well, that's definitely one of them. I mean, I think everybody wants to see if Captaintreacherous can sustain this amazing season that he's had, and it's interesting because he's coming back to the scene of his only defeat. He was defeated here on Super Stakes Saturday by Sunshine Beach, and so now he's coming back. He's going to be the heavy favorite in that race, but there are a lot of good 3-year-olds in that race, and the captain has a knack for making it tough. He's not one of these champions who blows horses away. It's always a battle with him, but somehow he finds a way. So I think everybody is looking forward to that one. But there are a lot of great races on this card tomorrow. And
John Campbell gets the 8-hole with Sunshine Beach, and of course Timmy Tetrick gets the rail with Captaintreacherous. I'm sure some people are hoping that this horse maybe had the 5-hole to make it a little bit more interesting. But hey, anything can happen in this race, as we know. And as you mentioned, that lone defeat out of all those races happened right there at Mohegan Sun and Pocono Downs.
Yeah, Sunshine Beach really took it to him. Now, it took a world record to beat the captain that day. So Sunshine Beach does get the tough post, but in addition to him, you've got Luke in Hanover, who won his elimination, and he seems to be peaking. He's going to have David Miller and Casey Coleman, who has trained a lot of Breeders' Crown winners in the past. And then there's Vegas Vacation, who of course won the Little Brown Jug, which Captaintreacherous didn't race in the Jug, but Vegas Vacation is another top champion in there. He'll be in the 5-hole. And you mentioned it, John. It's how the race plays out is such a big deal in harness racing. Captaintreacherous on paper certainly looks like the best horse, but if the trip doesn't go his way, and it's going to be a tough thing to overcome. Now, he's overcome that in the past, but with this caliber of horses, is he going to be able to do that on Breeders' Crown Day? That's what I think everybody's going to be watching.
We're talking with Jim Beviglia from Mohegan Sun and Pocono Downs. He is the track announcer and, of course, the Breeders' Crown in northeastern Pennsylvania here in the third weekend of October in 2013. And, Jim, it's nice to see a guy who gets a lot of drives and one of the leading drivers there to get some drives on a night like this is Matt Kakaley.
Yeah, it was great to see Matt. He won an elimination last week with Coffee Cake Hanover. I think that was the 3-year-old trotting fillies. So that was nice to see because Matt is one of our outstanding drivers, and a lot of times with these Breeders' Crown races, you're going to get the best drivers coming in from the Meadowlands and from Yonkers, and it's tough for a Pocono driver to kind of make his way on a night like that. But Matt's been steadily improving every single year, and now he's at the top of his game, and he's going to have a shot with Coffee Cake Hanover. But she is in tough because she's going to be facing the unbeaten Be a Magician in that 3-year-old trotting fillies race.
Jim, what is it about the track surface at Mohegan Sun and Pocono Downs that everybody talks about? And, one of the things I always allude to is it's hard to find that red stone in many places across North America, and we just happen to have, a quarry close by that we get that little crushed red stone that helps that surface, very forgiving for horses.
Yeah, it's a little bit of magic dust I think we have on that track because you'll hear just about every horseman that comes in just rave about that surface. Not only is it fast, and obviously it's one of the, if not the fastest in the country. I mean, you're just going to not see the times on a 5/8 oval like you see at Pocono, but it is also, as you mentioned, it's so forgiving for the horses. Horses that might come in a little sore. The drivers and the trainers aren't afraid to run them on the Pocono surface because it's not a rugged kind of thing where they're going to get jarred around on that track. It's a smooth surface, and it is forgiving on the horses. So you have the combination of a track that's great for the horses and a track that's really fast. So it's no wonder the horsemen want to come here.
Well, it is the biggest day in harness racing, and it happens at Mohegan Sun and Pocono Downs. It is the Breeders' Crown, and a lot of people excited. I'm sure there's a buzz in the air, and it's been that way for the past 11 months. People talking about it, and everyone at the track happy to get it back in northeastern Pennsylvania once again for all that money and all those races in one place. And just about every race seems like it's going for $500,000.
Yeah, it really is amazing, and you mentioned it, John. The excitement's been there, and for me, who's been there a long time, it's exciting for me to share with our Pocono fans, the faithful. They've been coming out even before we were the major league track that they were. A lot of longtime fans, and so now they get to enjoy this as well. So when I get excited for it, I also get excited thinking about their reaction, the regulars who've been come night in and night out to get the chance to see a night like this. It's going to be fantastic.
Well, I think the highlight of the night will likely be that 12th race, but every race will be outstanding. We'll see if Captaintreacherous can get that job done, of course, in the 3-year-old colts and geldings, and that is at Mohegan Sun and Pocono Downs for the Breeders' Crown night. And Jim Beviglia, the track announcer, we appreciate you taking some time out and joining us, and looking forward to hearing your calls for the Breeders' Crown.
Oh, John, thanks for having me.